So we are in the sleeper cell right now. I hope nobody takes that seriously. This is going to be a technology session. As all of us know, technology has been dominating discussions across the world, including what's happening in AI world in the last 3 months or so. ChatGPT is the talk of the town. But we are not really talking about ChatGPT here. Strategy has been an important thing for most of us in retail, whether it's small developers or brands or retailers. So a few years back, we were only talking about product, customer, service, etc. But last few years, if you look at pre-COVID, post-COVID, we are seeing technology becoming a source of strategy because it's becoming a disruptive thing across technology, but adopting technology and taking it head on ahead of us for consumer experience, for ensuring that customers like us, we win them over and keep them with us. Technology is a very, very important tool. And that's what this panel is going to discuss. So in the round one, I'm going to ask each one of the panelists to talk about what technologies have they adopted in the recent time and how has it impacted the customer experience and how do they see the cost benefit analysis. So whether it's a mall, a retailer or a brand, what are the new technologies that they adopted and how do they see the customer experience going? Starting with Mukesh ji.
It's very integral part of any of the mall operation when you look at the technology. See, if you put this into 3 baskets, one is for retailers, which is how do you adopt it, help your retailers to get better sales. Then you have a customers, how do you make sure that they get a better experience in the mall. So you need a lot of digital platforms so that they have better experience. And of course, the mall management. How do you make sure you get better MIS, which is going to help not only your retailers, but your employees and your customers as well. So if you look at, we started this many years back, and the very first thing was how do you count the number of people coming to the mall. It used to be basically just a small gadget where you count the number of people coming to the mall. Then we got into the digital way of getting the information. So you get the accurate number of people coming to the mall from each of the entry gates. It gives you information how many people come to the mall. Now what is your conversion ratio? That's the first thing what we started doing in the mall. Number 2 was about parking. How do you make sure that people coming to the mall, they get a parking, they don't have to really navigate the entire parking lot to get a parking slot. So you have something which is there, we're able to identify that you get your parking slot there. Then you talk about the consumers again in terms of navigating entire mall. You have a digital directories. You start with having digital directories for people to know which store is where, how do you find your washroom, how do you find your parking lot, how do you find a particular store you want to look at. Otherwise you keep roaming around entire mall just to get a store. So we started these basic things and then we started building on them in terms of mall management. Also, you look at how to get the sale from the stores. There's something called a POS patrol. So you know exactly what's happening in each of the store, what category is selling, what is not selling, how to get a better category to the mall, how do you identify your customer, what's your TG group. So these are things what we started and of course you've been building on this for a period of time.
Thanks, Mukesh ji. Tushar ji.
There's a lot to talk about, something I'll leave for later. But one technology that we have started using and testing is the RFID technology. So what's happening now is there's a lot of products are coming with the RFID tags. They've become much cheaper in the market today than what they were 10, 15 years back. The store has scanners in the store. So they know, and they're used for many reasons, right? They have RFID scanners in the back room and also the front of the store. So we know what stock is behind in the stock room and what stock is in front of the store. Also used for theft. If somebody takes that tag out and if it's not being scanned, then it will beep. But the most important thing about that, it has been very useful when you're transporting the goods in the DC, within the store. If a customer is standing in the front, we can know where the product is. If the product has been moved from one location to another, the RFID tag is able to detect, the scanners are able to detect where the product is within the store. So that technology has really, really helped us. Adding that, the same technology, when you enter the trial room, there's a screen there, and you keep your product on the hanger, and the screen will pop up saying, this is a product you bought, these are the other colors and sizes in the same product. And then if you say, okay, this size doesn't fit me, I want another size, you can click on the screen, and this is one of the stores I'm talking about. You can click on the screen, and the helper or the salesperson will bring that product to you, or it will tell you this is not available, but something similar is available like this. So as soon as you keep it on the hanger in your trial room, it will pop up what product it is, what price it is, and what sizes there are. So I've seen stores like that, and also a lot of digital screens in the store. Even digital screen which are battery operated, especially on the smaller counters or the tills, where it's difficult to connect in the older stores. PowerPoints that helps you on instead of printing. If I want to change it from the head office, we can immediately change any promotion, any visual. We can do it immediately. We don't have to wait for the store team to do it. So I think RFID technology has been one of the best things that we have invested in. Thank you.
Thank you. Rajesh.
Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon, friends. When we talk about technology, we have certainly implemented several tools, but the core focus has always been the customer delight. The customer must get a seamless, a pleasant experience, and that should endeavor to bring that customer delight. That should endeavor to enhance the customer delight. Now, if we keep talking about technology, there are several of them. In fact, technology has got so integrated in our lives, especially as retailers, that we keep using technology in almost everything, and we don't even realize that we are using technology in those things. Isn't that so? If I were to take a couple of leaves out of what we have done recently, is one that we have upgraded our website lacoste.in, and that helps the customer to navigate, to discover the products more easily. It gives you the recommendations, and that has brought a certain kind of customer delight. Similarly, our CRM program, which is Club Lacoste program, it's a wonderful, very successful program we have. We have a very high percentage of repeat customer for Lacoste. More than 60% of our customers are repeat customers. And anybody who buys our product for the first time, they're likely to become our repeat customers. So we take a lot of pride in that. And those customers, when they send out the signals that your Club Lacoste program is really, really good, we feel very good about it. Now, when Govind, you were talking about the cost benefit analysis, I would just like to take a minute on that also to explain that how technology is really helping us on cost front, cost benefit front. But before that, I would also like to mention that if you do technology for the sake of technology only, then you're not likely to get the cost benefit analysis. Unless and until the technology is relevant to your business, unless you're clear what you want from that technology, unless you know how the technology will help you bring more business or bring customer delight, it's unlikely to deliver the cost benefit there. However, there are certain other elements which will bring all the things that you want, but the initial investment could be very high, and that may not deliver a cost benefit on an immediate basis. However, on a longer run basis, that does end up giving a very good cost benefit to your company or to a retailer. And I'll give you an example of ourselves. We started our brand e-commerce website very early. We were one of the first few international brands who started a brand.com, lacoste.in. At that time, of course, the initial investment was huge. But now, if I see today, over a period of years, that lacoste.in has started delivering wonderful sale to us. Not only the sale, because we believe in a selective distribution network. We don't go to each and every place. We can't be present in each town or each city. But we have customers in those locations where we are not physically present. Earlier, we were missing out on those customers. Today, those customers are able to buy our products, and we are able to reach out to those customers to service them also. That brings a humongous cost benefit to us. Similarly, if I were to compare a physical store and an e-com website, obviously the cost of operations of a physical store is significantly higher as compared to running your own brand.com. So this is the second advantage. third advantage, and I'm talking about these are big advantages. Of course, there are some hidden advantages also, but the third big advantage is there, as I just mentioned, we don't go to each and every city. We go very selectively because we are a bridge to luxury premium brand, so we can't afford to go to each and every city. This data that we collect from our Lacoste.in is able to tell me that which are the cities where we are not physically present, but we have a large customer base there. So that indirectly has started helping us explore those cities where we are not physically present. So these kind of cost benefits are huge if you implement technology correctly, if you don't implement technology just for the heck of it, if you know what you're doing. So these are the benefits that we definitely get from technology. And as I said, technology we keep using every time.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sanjeev?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. We are a relatively young brand. When I say young brand, of course, we were present in India for a long time, but since the family took over, a lot of things have changed. And I believe that, personally, I believe that, the biggest discovery in today's date happens on your phone. I might put up any amount of hoardings, I might put up anything for the consumers, but technically all the discovery happens right there on your phone or on your laptop or on your iPad, wherever. So for us, technology is hygiene, because without tech in today's date, it's not possible. I mean, I have a 77-year-old mom sitting and ordering online, which she never did in her whole life. And, I shouldn't say thanks to COVID, but yeah, thanks to COVID that, this whole journey got propelled to a very different level. So what do? We are basically a Gen Z and millennial brand. We focus a lot on athleisure, streetwear stuff. So who are our customers? I can see a lot of faces here who can be or is our customer. Their discovery mode is very different. And as everybody said, we keep the consumer at the center of it. We work all our technologies which help us across the value chain. So it starts with, when we select our design partners, we kind of outsource our design to delivery. We make sure that our design partners are the best. Currently, we work out of the top 5 design to delivery companies based out of London. We make sure that tech-wise, they are absolutely on the dot, and they do, because they use tools like Procreate, Clo 3D, Stylumnia, WGSN is very normal. Everybody does that. We have, G Pro for production tracking, all of that. Now, why am I talking about it? I'm talking about it is because this generation that we cater to is extremely impatient generation, right? They are not like us. I mean, when we were the Gen Zs, we used to there used to be only 10 days of EOSS, whereas nowadays I see it's literally 12 months of EOSS in literal sense. All my friends here won't talk about it, but then, yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, everybody has the best of the last lying in their store all the 12 months. Great. Coming to, how efficiently are we able to reach out that merchandise to the consumer is a very simple statement. But to ensure that happens, there's a lot that happens behind. So what happens behind? We use a AI and ML tool, which is from an Israeli company, which technically does allocations live, online allocations happen. We find goods which are selling in one store, which are not selling in the other store. It automatically, raises the orders. The goods move from that store to the other store. This was not there 10 years back or 12 years back. So yeah, this is helpful. And for reasons I cannot name those companies here today, but a lot of brands in India are using them. We use one of the best CRMs that's available, which understands the consumer, suggests what campaigns we should run for the consumer. Now, today's consumer, everybody understands SVOC. So it is the same customer who goes and comes and buys during the EOSS, is the same consumer who goes to an MBO and buys, is the same consumer who goes online, and it's the same consumer who comes to my store to buy. To understand that consumer is extremely important. So, in today's date, earlier, when I started retail, and all of us here, I think when we all started retail, it was, open it big, make it beautiful, and they will come. And of course, your product and everything remains hygiene. You obviously have to do that, but that's not the case anymore. I mean, if you actually look at the number of D2C brands that have come online in today's date, and trust me, there are more than, I don't know, I mean, somewhere in 15,000, 16,000 brands which are available online. Some who do, 1,000 rupees business a day, to some who do maybe 1 crore a day. It's like that. So to compete there, to ensure that, we get the eyeballs, we get the merchandise to you, there are many such tools that we use, some of which I'm just telling you, of course. And then there is the omni-channel tools that we use. We ensure that our stores, for which we pay rentals, we pay rental for the whole month, for the whole year. How much am I sweating my store today? So I open at 10 o'clock, I shut at maybe 9 o'clock. Yeah, 8:30, 9 is when we shut the store. But then we open dark stores. So if we have like 200, 300 square feet more, we kind of use that store as a dark store, which services a lot of my omni-channel requirements. Yeah, we do that. So we're sweating the store more in terms of our payouts. So there are many such things that we are doing. 5 years, 6 years back, if I told somebody about omni-channel, me and Rajesh and all of us were on many panels 5, 6 years back. We used to talk about, omni-channel retail, and people used to say, yaar, abhi bahut time hai, abhi ruk jao yaar. These are all there, it'll happen. Today, omni-channel is hygiene. Everybody has to have it. Otherwise, you're not there. Similarly, a metaverse store is something which we are looking at very keenly. Maybe there is no ROI right now on the metaverse store, but we believe that moving forward with augmented reality becoming a reality in all senses, probably people would also like to take holidays wearing the goggles, yeah, and not really going there. Yeah, that's how the world is moving, and it's moving very fast. And so we look at a meta store. Maybe we will look in the near future, we are looking at that. For our online, we are, in fact, I think we are implementing, I don't know, where's Vivek? Vivek, you're there. So I think we are implementing, creating your own avatar online on our site. And once you do it, it's always there. All you have to do is just keep changing the clothes. It'll take the exact sizes of your shirt, your t-shirts, your denims, your cargos, your athleisures, your shoes, all of that. Yeah. So that's where tech is taking you. So my closing statement here on this question would be, today if we say that our clothes are important, it's hygiene, that you have to have good quality, you have to have good pricing. The same way you have to have tech. There's no other way out. It's as simple. And possibly after another 3 or 4 years, we possibly won't have this session too, because it's hygiene. Who talks about getting deep into product as a session? And same will happen with this. It's going to become hygiene. Yeah, I think.
Thanks, Sanjeev. Thanks. Yeah, tech has become hygiene now. Deepak ji.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. We at KAZO as a brand is very much into innovation. And I think that's the expectations our consumer have from us as Gen Z and millennials. They all expect it's in the mind, it has to be in the store. So that's the whole idea. Where we are more focusing on technology is for development and speed. So how we see it, that we are working more towards the design side, that how can we make adaptations and follow-ups of the articles which are really performing very well. So we are using different type of softwares to understand. We are developing our own as well as adopting which is available in the market. For example, Clo and things like that, where we can see how the fall will be of the garment, so that the whole idea behind that is to create efficiencies in developing the designs. And the idea is that from the idea to the store. So we are focusing on cutting the timelines from the idea to the stores. A normal traditional time is, okay, you think about an article and start making a development, make an article, do the fittings, then do the follows, then place the orders. So where we are seeing how can we be faster at those areas. So what we are seeing is, okay, if something is doing great and we want to create a version of it, so we will immediately ask the CAD team to develop a new prints in a similar way, see the adaptation, how it looks on the 3D, how it looks on the catwalk, and then the idea is there, and then we can immediately go for a order instead of making a sample and so on. So that is a really, I think, in the end is giving an advantage to our consumer because their expectations from the brand as the innovation will be, of course, met, and they would be very happy to see the product coming on the floor as soon as possible. Because the whole market in our segment is all about who is bringing the product first in the store. That's the whole idea. And then, of course, we're also working on the technology on the side of merchandising as allocation and all. It's also mentioned that it's very important to have that thing coming in place. And it's always important to bring the technology from the brand perspective, what is required within the brand. Because there are set, I would say, technologies available, but you need to correct it according to, and modify according to how the brand can use it. To have the best allocation of the product, whether it is sellable at which store at the most highest rate of sales, or on online or offline, wherever, right? So that's another technology we are working on merchandising side, which will definitely help our consumers to get the product at the right place as soon as possible. So these are the two major things we are working on, and also we are exploring the idea of RFID because at our central warehouse, because that's, I think, is going to be very helpful to locate the product, because on the bigger central warehouse, especially when there are orders from the online coming in one product, so to locate, to find, that will bring a lot of efficiency in the whole process. So that's the three main technologies we are working on at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Aman?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. So, as a mall management, we focus on understanding consumer behavior. So, knowing consumer behavior actually helps us to target the right kind of audience going ahead and getting the best, the perfect target footfall into the mall. That doesn't really happen 100% of the times, but definitely we all try. So, this, understanding and analyzing data over time, collecting data from customers, understanding their behavior, understanding what they're looking for. Are they looking for food, entertainment? Are they looking for just shopping? So this data really helps in marketing of the mall, as well as getting the people in and in the stores. So one is in store and one is out of the store technology. So out of the store technology, there are not too many things that can be done, but of course, it's growing. AI is going to help. Definitely is going to help. Understanding behavior, that's going to really, push the envelope. And of course, as far as the in-mall marketing is concerned, there are enough screens. There are, those things. VR screens can be created. Parking, a lot of technologies are new technologies have come. FASTag has come, so it's become much easier for people to just go in, get out of there without using any physical means. So that's one of the things. And of course, understanding that, right now at this moment, I completely agree with Sanjeev sir. Everything, the discovery happens over the phone. So if somebody goes into their SM or they go, they discover on their phone, there's something happening at that particular mall, or there are these events, or there are these stores that are open. So that really helps bringing people in. So we focus on that mainly.
Thanks, Aman. Aditya, if you can give us a much more broader perspective, because we heard from everyone the usage of technology across customers, across malls. But if you could give us a slightly broader perspective as to how you see technology playing both in retail as well as in malls.
Sure. So good afternoon, everyone. So I work with Accenture, and I see a lot of these examples playing out and getting adopted with a lot of our clients. And as Govind was saying, let me talk about how do I see the role of some of these technologies at a macro level. How is the future store going to look like, and what are some of the objectives we are trying to achieve? Because technology is an enabler. In my view, there are three things that the future store should enable. Number one, provide the best customer experience. I think that goes without saying. Expectations of our customers are increasing day by day. They are not just expecting on the basis of how they used to interact with a particular retailer or a brand given the past experience, but how they are consuming everything around them. So the role of the store, the role of technology has to be first and foremost, how do you enable better customer experiences? I think the second thing which is very relevant right now is the whole online to offline convergence. If we would sit here 3 years back, a lot of brands and retailers would tell you that the biggest challenge they have in their omni-channel journey is their store employees, their organization looks at these two parts of the business as competitors. They would think that if I grow my online business, my offline business would suffer. Over a period of time, organizations, brands, retailers have come to this realization that they need not compete with each other. They are there to coexist and they can provide complementary services and strength to the organization. So, how does technology enable this seamless convergence and help both stores and the online channel deliver the best experiences is the second element. And the third role that the technology is going to play is going to be on better operations, seamless operations, productivity, cost improvement. We all know we retailers operate with very thin margins. Productivity is always something which we strive to achieve, and technology can help vastly enable and achieve that objective, whether it is through customer service operations, whether it is through the way we look at merchandising, the way we manage inventory. There are a lot of advantages that technology is able to bring to the table. So those are three macro views that I see. I can get into specifics,
No,
but
thanks.
I thought those are important to share over here.
Thanks. Thanks, Rajneesh, for joining us.
I'm really sorry I got a
No,
little
no,
stuck.
you are in time. No worries.
Govind, can you just tell me what you are asking
So,
everyone? I missed
what
the
we
first
asked
part.
everyone to talk about is what technologies have you adopted and how are they benefiting the customer experience? And if there is any cost benefit analysis that you see.
So, the latest one that we have been working is we spent around 2.5, 3 years on that. And it is running an artificial intelligence layer on the camera feed. And the first, I don't know if it is benefit or something, my footfall count has gone down by 20% because my camera and the AI layer tells me that you can't count security guard throughout the day. And it took me 1.5 years to explain to my management why my footfall has gone down while the sales have gone up. But I believe now I'm better off because I know authentic customer footfall. And the same technology we are running on the parking and the vehicle count. And while everybody talks about premiumization, 2 days back we were looking at data and we said we get only 17% premium cars. And what's happening? I said, oh, the whole newspaper India and the real India is so very different. And we checked it across malls, and that percentage varies like 1%. And it just pulls you back to say, are we thinking our leasing strategy in a right manner or not? The kind of price points we aspire to sell, is that kind of customer coming in or not? And we are extending that layer on camera feed into multiple other operational efficiencies now. So we are a little excited. Earlier we used to believe we get a lot of women for shopping. And after putting that layer, we realized that each mall has a different percentage of men, women coming in. But it largely is around 50-50, if that is any good news to anyone. We now get to know the age bracket because the AI has certain facial recognition layer to it now. And we can fine tune it as we keep developing and we getting more data. Now we know that while a lot of emphasis we have been giving on kids and families, in metros we get hardly 8% kids coming into the mall, and that too is very skewed towards the weekend. And it just takes me back when we decided in Malad that we will not carry kids merchandise because we're a small mall and you have to stay relevant. You have to let go of something to bring something new in.
Correct.
And I today look back and I think what we, as a gut, took a decision was turned out to be a good decision. And many decisions that we took as a gut feel are not so good decision because data was not there to support us. So we're seeing a lot of benefit coming in knowing the customer better. And this technology is helping. We are now working on the second phase of this, and we are looking at how it can bring in a lot of alert mechanism during our operations so that the response that team can give to the customer need is much faster. So it's very, we are enjoying this journey. Everybody talks about AI, and one thing I want to tell everyone, technology is changing much faster than we can understand our need. So every single tech that you see, don't have to jump onto it. Sometimes if you do nothing, 2 years down the line, you can do much better thing because technology will offer much finer and better solutions. And for years when people were doing beacons to try to track heat maps and all, we said it's not what we want. And we did nothing on that. For 5-6 years, we just had a lot of pressure from the team that we should also do. Every mall is doing it. We said, no, I'm not doing it. I don't see outcome benefiting me in making decisions. And we said, tight. And then here, my team came with very, lot of scare and reluctance that this guy doesn't adopt technology, old age. And they talked about this AI and camera layer. And I asked what it can do for us. And I said, let's do it immediately. And they were shocked that this non-technology guy is suddenly jumping onto a technology. But it's changing so fast that what you see today can actually become very advanced technology and can bring in a meaningful solution to you. So don't change every technology that comes your way. Find your problem, define your problem, and make sure that the solution that you're going for is actually helping you achieve what you achieve. A lot of startups we get every day, they define a problem for me and I get enlightened because I never saw it as a problem. And they believe it's a big problem that they are going to solve in my business. Hats off to them. They see world very differently and sometimes very interesting ideas come out of it. But technology, choose your technology very, very carefully.
Thanks, Rajneesh. I think what Rajneesh pointed out is absolutely bang on, that you don't have to adopt every technology the minute it comes out. Let it prove itself, let it prove its importance and effectiveness, and then you take it on. And I think what you're doing is absolutely bang on, will work in the long run. So while we have just another 13 minutes to go, before I open up for the audience, I think one quick round for each one of you, if you want to comment, which is what technology do you see that you want to adopt tomorrow? What you're not adopted till now, but what you see coming. For example, the provision that Apple is going to launch or launch already. Do you see any adoption like that? That's your dream project?
See, there are two things we're already working on. One is that mall app somehow is not being very successful because today we know everything's on the phone. Even a customer before coming to the mall, they want to see what's happening in the mall, what offers you have. Somehow it's not really gained so much traction. We want to really work on this a little harder. Number two is about loyalty program. How do you
at
give
the mall level?
At the mall level? How do you give loyalty to the customer when they come to the mall? Because most of the malls will have at least 40-50% similar kind of brands. Yeah. How to make it a little more stronger so that the customer comes back to you? Third thing, I think the way we are heading today, it is not too far when the customer comes to the mall, he would like to do shopping at the atrium. By the time he goes and picks up his food, has lunch or dinner, his shopping bag must be down. That means you do your online search, buy offline in the mall. By clicking a button, get your stuff, you finish your food, come back, pick up your bag and go. I think that's one thing moving towards.
So
very
helping
fast.
omni-channel.
Yeah.
Okay, before I tell you about that, Govindji, 3 retailers have agreed that since footfall in Rajneesh's mall has gone down, we have to renegotiate rentals.
Our AI says something.
You have a selective hearing, Rajesh.
Well,
You
he also
didn't hear.
said sales have gone up.
You didn't hear footfall is going down,
Yeah.
sales is going
Sales
up.
have gone up. He clearly said that.
Ignore that. Okay, so I would say that currently I would be very keen on implementing metaverse, provided if it comes into its true sense. Currently, whatever we hear of metaverse is more of like animated figures, etc., is not very effective. I am looking at a scenario where I actually can enter a store and see how the size fits me, my body, not the animated thing, etc. So once it matures, as I said, and Rajneesh also agrees the same thing, that we shouldn't start jumping on the bandwagon just like that. Let it mature. Let the technology come out clearly, minus all its downsides. Then only we should go for it, and that's what I think I would like to go.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll take this. Okay, so I think Rajesh is fence sitting here, which is okay. But early adopters have early gains, is what we believe, right? So as far as technology is concerned. So the question was, what is it that one project that you all would do in the near future, for us it's not long future, near future, is to have a store, possibly in a mall, which has no stock, which has no manpower.
So virtual stocks, so virtual product.
I'll just finish, sir. I'll come to that. Which has no stocks, which has no manpower, but you still get your whatever you have selected delivered to your car or while you're exiting at a particular point. You don't have to carry the merchandise around the mall when you're walking. It's all kept there. So that's our dream project that we are working in. Maybe it won't remain a dream after we have launched it, and it will go like just now Rajesh said, I don't want animated avatars. Rajesh, technology has gone to a level where there's no more animated avatars. There's real avatars. So you sit with me now, I'll show you. Okay.
Govind, while all they're talking, I am having a dream project in my mind. Can I start earning rental without constructing a mall?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you can do
And
online mall.
I think in metaverse, I will make a mall. As and when I believe the technology is ready.
Yes, you can.
We will give you virtual
and
money.
I will get rental.
We will give you virtual rent.
money.
I
We'll
will
give
get
you
rental
virtual
without
money.
pouring concrete on it.
Virtual rent.
That also reminds me.
So this has been Mr.
We should start
Neeraj's
making
dream for
sales
a
without
long
making
time.
the product.
And Mr. Jain has clarified he will pay me rent in bitcoins because it is virtual.
It's not allowed in India, hence it's not allowed.
I'm saying it's a dream project.
Rajneesh, I can pay you. We can sit and negotiate.
Lovely.
Everything is possible. सामने बैठो खाली बस. Location दो.
No, but it's not funny. I mean, this is the reality. You will have a virtual mall going forward, which is nothing but what we are already seeing.
I'm just confused between the two words you used. Is reality and virtual. Is it virtual or is it real?
It's augmented reality.
So, okay, I'm going to say, first thing, I don't believe in being the first adopter. I don't have to be the first one to do things. Let somebody do it, experiment, fail, check everything. I'll be the second, third, fourth, doesn't matter. I'll improve as always. Simple. Second thing, we already have a store in UAE called 6th Street, which is a digital store, which is 10,000 square feet. 8,000 is a back room, 2,000 is a front room. Okay, we do have people there, but we have nobody serving the customer. There are only screens there, iPads there, and you go in and sit and select. Then you can go to your trial room, and your trial room, they'll tell you go to trial room number 4. And when you close your door, another door opens, which is your wardrobe where your products are hanging. And then you
What is it called? What is it called? The store?
6th Street.
Sixth
Yeah,
Street.
that's the
Okay.
website street.
Okay.
That's the website 6thstreet.com. That's the first GCC digital store. Now we're opening a second one in Saudi. Okay, it's a reverse of retail. Retail is usually 80% in the front, 20% back room. Here it's ulta, it's reverse. Because the stock room is larger because we do more stock. The second advantage we have, so whatever stock is behind, you can order online, get it delivered home from our DC, or you can order within the store. At the same time, in the same mall, which is Dubai Hill Mall, we have 55 stores. So we even use their stock for the customer here, saying, okay, you need something, we have 55 stores, you sit here, you go to the trial room, by that time we'll have somebody pick it up and put it in your automatic wardrobe. So we are already doing that, right? So that's the future, it's there. We have, when I was talking to the person running the store, so I gave him some ideas. He goes, you know what, we have 300 ideas, but we can't implement everything today. So we are implementing one every month. One new idea suggested by the customer, one suggested by some. We are deciding which idea will work, which will also work with our software. And we have got principals coming to us of the brand saying, can you do this in our country? Can we adopt your software to do this? So we're already doing that. And what I would like to work on, AR, but I don't think it's developed. I think it's nice, fancy word, metaverse. I don't know where the metaverse is going. I've seen it. I've gone to the Facebook office. They gave me a full demonstration. They changed their name to Meta. I don't get it. Okay? My daughter got it, but she also was like, okay, it's good. But then, you know, you have to understand, where is this going? Let somebody do it. हमको जल्दी क्या है? आप करो गलतियां, हम उसके ऊपर बढ़ाएंगे. You see I think Yahoo or somebody was there, Netscape was there before Google. Netscape was there, then Explorer started something. And before there, MSN, America का AOL online.
AOL.
And then Netscape आया, जिसको Microsoft ने kill कर दिया. And then came Yahoo, then Google, then everything else came in, right? So who was the first one? I don't even know, a lot of people in this room would know. Let me be the third or fourth one. Thank you.
Well, I think how I would see is that to bring again the design part, that tomorrow if you think about, okay, if we have an AI-based technology which says, if I'm imagining something as a product to be developed, and if I speak about the product, it should look like this, it should look like this, and then the whole product can be actually seen on the screen and can be imagined, okay, this is how the product is going to look when it's live. So I think that could be the future, that to have the technology where you think about what you want to create and you speak about it, you tell about it, and that starts creating on the screen, and where you can play with it, how to do it, how to deal with it, to develop the product on the screen could be a future.
A
And of course,
personalized
the
product,
same
you're
way-
saying?
Sorry?
A personalized product, completely.
Yeah. So develop the product, you know. So think about it, because it's actually you think and you create, right? So if you think and you speak, and then you can see the product getting developed. So then it becomes, I think that could be the future. And the same way for the content. I think content, as everybody talk about discovering it over the phone. So to create the content by AI based, okay, I want to do it this way. So the content starts creating, and you can see, okay, how this will be finally delivered. I think these two things could be the future.
Sure. Thanks. Aditya, any comments on the future technology?
Yeah, I mean, I will go something a little more foundational. I was thinking, what are the key pain points of consumers? If I really think about it, it is queuing when they are going to store. And hence, I believe a lot of investments in technology around POS, checkouts, that should be explored. That's a real pain point when customers walk into a store. The second is customer interactions. When you have to, for whatever reason, reach out and connect to a retailer. And I think there is a very interesting and relevant solution available today in front of all of us, which is generative AI. Now, we may have customer agents, but we all know not all of them are equally well trained, and customer interactions with agents, even if you get to talk to someone in person, can be extremely frustrating because of limited knowledge and XYZ reasons. So if I were to summarize what I have seen basis my interactions and observation of customer pain points, I would say we invest around these two technologies. That would go a long way in terms of pushing sales higher and increasing customer satisfaction.
Thank you. Rajneesh, I just wanted to query you on one thing that you already adopted, the new technology you adopted. You'd adopted it across all your malls, right?
Across all.
So how do you see the difference, let's say, between a Malad versus a Vashi? Because that would be interesting for the audience
very
here.
interesting. When we looked at data, the kids' footfall in Malad is much lower than the kids' footfall in Baroda or in Vashi. And since Vashi we do not have a multiplex, the dwell time of vehicles is shorter than it is in Malad, Baroda or Hyderabad, because of all three
So
malls
the
have a
multiplex has an important role.
I won't say important, but it
dwell
tells
time.
me that people are spending less time in the mall. Of course, when they spend time, 2.5, 3 hours going sitting in multiplex, that doesn't add revenue to me in rest of the mall. But these are the data which start coming up, which start helping us in making decisions on our leasing. So a lot of decisions in Vashi that we are making today are based on this data. How
Very
to counter what we are facing, and how do we bring that out. So the more data you have, structured data you have, it helps you in looking at your own business, slicing, dicing in multiple manners. And it does bring a lot of decisions out of it.
Very good. So any decisions on brand mix as well?
Yes, of course. As I said, that the premium cars and with the way we have defined premium car is anything which is above 10 lakh rupees is called premium. It's not that only BMW and Audis are called premium. And in that also we are seeing that premium is only 18%. So there's a huge difference.
Great. Thank you. I think we are just on time, right? So I think this has been a very interesting conversation of technology adoption today as well as for tomorrow, and technology adoption across merchandising, customer tracking, footfall in a mall, app launch, and obviously we are looking forward to the metaverse and Sixth Sense to be visited as well. Thank you everyone for contributing so greatly in understanding the technology adoption and how do we really look at it ahead. Thank you.